Hey, what's happening everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit, coming to you guys with another video. In this video, I want to share with you 5 tips to find more profitable items from thrift stores that you can sell on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, or even your own website. So, I've been reselling on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist. I now sell on Shopify, do a bunch of different things, but I've been reselling for about 5 years, especially from thrift stores, and that's kind of how I had my humble beginning. That's how I got started, thrifting clothing and electronics and books and all different types of things from thrift stores and selling it on eBay and Amazon. But I've learned quite a few tips and some useful ones that I think can really help out the beginners if you're just getting started thrifting, going to Goodwills, Salvation Armies, and Savers, and you're looking to thrift and flip items on the platforms that I mentioned. So let's dive into this video and get into it. One really important tip to find more profitable items from thrift stores is to make sure that when say you're at Goodwill, when they bring out those blue bins, or maybe our Salvation Army and they wheel out the new inventory, you want to attack. You want to dive into that new inventory because for the most part, that's going to be untouched. No other resellers or customers have gone through it unless there's a sneaky little guy or gal who visits the back room, which does happen. I've heard of it before, and it's possible if you build relationships. But for the most part, we're just going to assume that when new inventory is getting wheeled out in the bins or on a cart, however they bring it out, it's going to be untouched, and there's going to be a lot of great opportunities there. It's fresh inventory. No resellers have hopefully gone through it, and you're going to find a lot of good stuff there. So when the bins come out, whether it's the blue bins at Salvation Army or they bring out like red bins over at Savers, Salvation Army, they bring out the carts. It depends where you live and what store you're at. You want to attack. You want to get it. You want to grab it, and don't be shy. Put some stuff in your cart. Like if there's like 7 or 8 things and you're not sure, is this profitable? Is that profitable? Bring your shopping cart over or your basket, whatever you have, or just make a pile and put it in your possession because, if there's any other resellers there and they're smart, they're going to attack it as well. So you want to grab it, analyze it, and then if it's not a profitable deal, you can put it back. Number 2, you want to focus on the latest color. Now, with Savers, it's a little different. They do have a system. I don't think it's a color system. It might. I'm not sure. But I don't really follow the color system at Savers in my area. But Goodwill, in particular, has a color system where they have like 4 or 5 different colors. And each week, a color is like half off, right? I know it's different in various locations. But where I live, there's a color each week that's a new color that just got put out. And then there's a color that's half off. I try to focus on each end of the spectrum, the 50% off stuff and the new color. So you need to be aware of what the latest color is in terms of what's half off, because you're going to be able to get items in your possession that normally maybe resellers are passing up because it was too expensive. Now it's half off. It's a deal. You want to focus on those, but you also want to figure out what's the latest color, because that's going to let you know what is like new and like what hasn't really been picked over, especially if you're a bookseller. When I go into Goodwill, I'll typically figure out what the latest color is, and you can do that by actually visiting. Like if a new bin comes out, just go into the bin, like the blue bins at Goodwill, and see what everything is colored as. If it's all green or it's all blue, that's the latest color. So then when I'm scanning and I'm looking through books, I'll try to focus primarily on the new color, because I know the older colors are going to be picked over. There's a lot of book scanners in my area, and usually it's not going to be that profitable. So try to determine what the latest color is. You can ask one of the workers over at Goodwill or Salvation Army or Savers, just depending upon what system they have. Ask them, they'll probably tell you, but that's a great tip right there. Number 3, figure out the secret hiding spots for overflowing inventory. Now, this might not be the case for all of you guys. There might not even be a secret hiding place or a secret overflowing place. That's what I'm really saying. Like, let me give you an example. I have a Goodwill in my area where they have like it's this big like table kind of countertop thing, and they have all the DVDs, they have the CDs, and they put all the video games in there, Xbox, PS2, everything, all the video games, all the media in there. Well, there's a little like storage compartment that's underneath it that has 2 doors, and when the top area is all fully loaded and there's nowhere else to put the inventory, they actually put it underneath it, and the doors are closed and it's not locked. And a lot of times I'll open that up when I notice that you know, the top area is overflowing, and I'll find profitable games, I'll find media, different things like that. I don't sell a lot of CDs anymore because Amazon actually restricted me, and I'm having a hard time getting approved in that. But either way, try to figure out, is there a secret like overflowing place for media or for books? Like, there might be hiding spots, you don't know. You've got to investigate your thrift store. Look around, like browse through the different corners of the store. Like there was one thrift store that I thought for the longest time never had ties, and they actually did, but it was like hidden in the corner, like behind the women's clothing. It was the weirdest place to put men's ties. But anyways, like if I would have, you know, taken the time to go around the perimeter, right, and really check out all the nooks and crannies of the store, you know, maybe I passed up, maybe there were profitable ties there and I never knew, because I never knew that it existed. So look around, there might be a secret hiding spot at your thrift store. Number 4, this is a big one. Very, very important right here. Listen up. Build relationships with the people at the thrift stores. Biggest tip, most important, if you're gonna take one thing from this video, build relationships with the people working at the thrift stores. Not only are they gonna kind of be on your side in terms of like, maybe you walk in and, you know, they know you like to buy clothing. They might say, hey, Steve, or hey, Heather, make sure to go check out the button front shirts. We just donated a whole bunch of Pendletons. I know that you like that brand, right? That's just an example, but that's one way that building relationships can benefit you. But also, for example, there was a instance, it was probably about a month and a half ago, where I walked into a Goodwill, and I went to use the bathroom, and in order to use the bathroom, I've got to walk through the back room, and I could see like all the fresh inventory that's like getting ready to come out. But sometimes they don't bring it out till the next day. But I saw it all, and I went up to the manager and I was like, hey, what's up, man? And we started chatting. I'm like, hey, do you mind if like I look through those books? He's like, sure, I'll bring them out right now. I wasn't gonna bring them out until tomorrow, but yeah, I'll hook you up. Something along those lines he said, I don't know. But by having that relationship and being friends with him, like, he was cool with it. He, you know, he brought it out, and maybe if he didn't know me, he might not have done that. So it's kind of like a stupid example, but you know what I mean there. Like, build relationships, and it's definitely benefited me in the past. You know, it hasn't made me like tons and tons of money, but there's quite a few instances over the last 5 years where, you know, by having that relationship and, you know, by previously building up the rapport with the person, I've been able to make some additional money by finding more items. And last but not least, number 5, this is important. Slow it down sometimes. Like, you know, I had my start when I was going thrifting and stuff, like primarily with well, I started with bicycles, but my main like high volume item was clothing. That's how I started. I don't sell as much clothing as I used to, but when I had first started, I was full-time selling, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pieces of clothing. And I learned quite quickly that if I sped through the thrift store and just like flipped through everything really quick and tried to like pick and choose, like, you know, maybe I'm just gonna pick and choose like a certain part of the rack to look at for a jacket, or like I'm not gonna go through all the sweaters, like, and I was trying to be too quick, I noticed quite quickly that I was missing out on a lot of opportunities and I wasn't finding as much inventory. Whereas if I just slowed things down and just went through each and every item. Now, it might not be the most efficient for you if you've got like a ton of knowledge in a ton of various areas. Maybe you know clothing, you know electronics, you know books, you know puzzles, you know video games. Maybe you have a ton of knowledge. That might not be the best move for you. But especially if you're new, take a deep breath, slow things down, you know, look behind certain items on the shelf, go through all the clothing items, really take your time, and you're gonna notice that you find more items. It's just bottom line. If you're trying to speed through too quickly and you're not looking through everything and you're not looking behind things and under things and over things, and you know, you're gonna miss opportunities. It's just the way it is. So yeah, those are the 5 tips. Number 1, fresh bins come out, attack them. Number 2, figure out what the latest color is, or if there's a different type of system. Maybe it's a number system or a specific tag system. We have a color system over here. Learn the system and figure out what's new and what's on sale. If you guys have any sales, that's important. Number 3, if there's any secret hiding spots, figure out where they are. And make sure to go around the perimeter of your thrift store and really get a good grasp of where everything is located and if there's any hiding spots there might be. Number 4, build relationships with the people working at the thrift store, especially the managers. You're gonna be able to find more profitable items over the long haul doing that. Trust me, they're gonna hook you up with deals. They want to make money. And number 5, especially if you're new, slow things down a bit. Look through all the items, take your time, go over, under, through, on the side. give yourself the best chance to find items. Don't be moving too quick at first. So yeah, those are the 5 tips. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, I want to let you know I got a new podcast that's coming out soon on iTunes and a new YouTube show called The Raiken Profit Show that's going to be starting very, very soon. Got a few episodes already planned and in the works, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But until then, I'll talk to you in the next video, and have an amazing day. Keep on picking and making that money, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.